Friday. Good morning. Welcome to another edition of the Carton Show. My main man, Tyrone Johnson, right there. We got lots to get to. Knicks Sixers Game 3 tonight in Philadelphia. The Sixers are actually favored by like a point or two.
Point and a half.
For tonight's game, which means a lot of people think OG Anunoby is not playing. Maybe Embiid's back. We'll get to that in a second. Why don't we start with the beatdown in Oklahoma City last night as the LeBron James LA Lakers lose by double digits again. Closer game for sure. Lakers had a lead actually late in the second half of this game, and then the Thunder just poured it on. So how did the Lakers react to that? The way you might expect the Lakers to react to that. Austin Reeves on the court crying to the referees. Wah! Wah! LeBron James, man, I didn't get any calls. How about, I made a basket. You called the basket off. Said the foul was on the floor. Wah! Wah! And then J.J. Redick after the game. I think we have the video of this. I'm going to play it for you. J.J. Redick after the game complaining about the officiating in another double-digit point loss to the Thunder. They now go down 2-0 in that series, and of course has to make it about his boy toy, LeBron James. He's not treated fairly by the officials. Here's J.J. Redick crying. Go ahead.
LeBron has the worst whistle of any star player I've ever seen. I mean, I've been with him 2 years now. There's, again, the smaller guys, because they can be theatric, they typically draw more fouls, and the bigger players that
Can you stop it there for a second? LeBron James gets less calls than any star player I've ever seen. His word's not mine.
That's correct.
And the smaller players, his word's not mine, are more theatric.
Yeah, Brunson.
Do I need to show you a tape of the theatrics
I think you're
of
going.
LeBron James?
I think you're going.
And the flopping and the call begging? That's been his entire career.
No, that's the
All
hater.
of a sudden, you're up against someone who might be better at it than you in SGA. And Chet Holmgren, with the, oh my God, I got shot last night.
Yeah.
He did get touched, but he's not getting,
Yeah.
And rather than just acknowledge that you're going up against what we all agree on is the best team in all of basketball.
Yeah.
The defending champions, who, by the way, are going to probably sweep everybody. But they're certainly going to sweep you guys. And the best you can do after the game is, well, let me stick up for the guy that got me the job, who I like to drink expensive red wine with, and acknowledge that of all the superstars in basketball, he gets fewer calls. Shut up, you crybaby. You lost to a better team. That's it.
Yeah, well, partially. I got to be honest. I had trouble sleeping last night, if I could be honest. Because
you're worried about losing Game 3 to the Knicks.
Not at all. That one is just easy street. And I was just thinking I'm pretty emotional about this because I'm sad. Because what J.J. Redick said is correct. And, I'm tired of it. LeBron James gets brutalized out there, and the referees never have his back because he's a physical phenomenon. And I think that it's so wrong that you'll play coy with this and play light with it. It's in line with the New York bloodthirst, where you want LeBron to what? Have to get shot for him to get a call? LeBron James has got a bad whistle for now 2 decades, and we just should acknowledge it. Now, are the Thunder the better team? Of course the Thunder are the better team. But here's the thing. The Lakers aren't going to get better as a team between games 2 and 3 because it looks like Luka's still out for a while.
It does look that way, yeah.
The only thing they can hope for when they get to L.A. is for the game to be close and to get a better whistle, because they have no chance basketball-wise.
Yeah.
To me, what you're criticizing is the only path to victory, and you
is
have...
what? Going to the free throw line?
Yes, that's the only path. They can't beat them playing basketball.
Correct.
They got to get better calls.
And by the way,
that's smart
let's
by
not
J.J.
sit here today and be intellectually dishonest what you're doing.
No, I am being honest.
By suggesting that LeBron James hasn't got the benefit of calls. LeBron James has not been theatrical.
He's been theatrical
his career.
By force, because he won't get a call otherwise.
Oh, stop
yes,
it.
If the referees would treat him fairly, he would not be theatrical. He had to start doing that.
I'm disappointed in you now.
I'm disappointed in you. I just can't believe it.
Fine.
I'm looking at prime LeBron and looking at his free throws attempts per game throughout his career. Far too low. He's never led the league in free throw attempts. A guy as prolific as him, he has a scoring title, and he never led the league in foul shots per game. Why? Because he's always got a brutal whistle. Now, I recognize that it might come off like an excuse now, but going back to the early 2000s, he's been getting a bad whistle.
Do you know that in the history of basketball, only one player has taken more free throws than LeBron James?
Because he's played longer.
No.
Was it Carmelo?
Yeah, Carmelo.
That's good knowledge off
That's
the top.
my show. So you can't say LeBron James has never gotten calls. He's gotten more calls than any player in the history of basketball outside of Carmelo.
And he played longer than Carmelo and should have been getting a better whistle. It's really a travesty, okay, that we don't talk about. A lot of people should talk about it more, really.
You think?
It's a real problem.
Well, you got J.J. Redick doing his bidding for him.
Finally.
But here's the thing, they're not expected to win. They're double-digit point underdogs.
For a reason.
And will be, maybe not in L.A., but close to it, I think, when they go to L.A.
8.5.
Okay, so it's close. The Thunder are the best team in the sport. We all agree on that.
Yes.
They're probably going to win their second consecutive NBA title.
Probably.
Yeah. I mean, the Spurs will be an interesting matchup in the West Conference Finals, and then the Knicks will be an interesting matchup in the NBA Finals if they get there.
If they get there.
But the reality is that's what LA's all about. That's what LA's all about. If we can't win, we got to blame it on somebody else. So let's blame it on the NBA. Let's blame it on the officials. Let's blame it on the Thunder. Let's make up this dopey narrative that LeBron James doesn't get whistles.
He doesn't.
He has taken more free throws than any player in the league today.
He came out of high school. You're going with the raw numbers. Per game, he's not amongst the leaders, and per game, he's not. LeBron, throughout his career, has only got there 7 times a game. A guy who has the ball the amount he has, that number should be double digits, and we all know it.
Maybe LeBron should shoot better from the free throw line. He's a 73% lifetime free throw shooter.
No.
Maybe he'd have more points if he actually made more shots. He's had over 12,000 free throw attempts
per game. But that's not
crazy.
Listen, if I played that long, I might have that many free throws. He gets a terrible whistle.
I mean,
over a long period of time.
I'll say this. I respect the fact that you're committed to the cause. I have great respect for that from a talk show host standpoint.
Yeah.
But you're going to, when this show's over in 45 minutes or so, you're going to look at me and you're going to go, you got me on that one. You're going to take the loss off the air.
Michael Jordan, okay, shot more foul shots per game than LeBron. Okay?
He got fouled more than LeBron.
No, he didn't. Because he was a smaller person. Still a big guy, but smaller than LeBron. He got fouled. They gave him a better whistle. LeBron has got a bad whistle.
Anyhow.
And he got a bad whistle last night, and it might have been the difference between that series being 2-0
They lost by double digits last night.
He should have got 10 more shots at the line.
10 more free throws. If you make 7 of them, you still lose damn near by double digits.
The pace of the game changes. The Thunder gets on an avalanche.
And J.J. Redick's a clown show now. Like J.J. Redick, the guy that lived the charmed life at Duke, who got all the calls at Duke.
He did.
A guy that has seen players that he's played with live the charmed life. And the first thing he's going to say after the game is that we didn't lose on merit. We lost because LeBron James doesn't get calls. Like, you got to be better than that. Because it's intellectually dishonest. That's all it is. You lost the game because the Thunder are a better team.
I agree with that.
There's more talent there.
Yeah.
They're deeper. They're younger. They're more athletic. They're better. No one expected you, by the way, to win either game in Oklahoma City.
No.
Nobody did.
Nobody did.
You were 15-point underdogs.
Yeah.
So you lost. So take the loss like a man. Like J.J. Redick's on his knees right now servicing LeBron James because LeBron James is going to say to him after the game, that's what he's doing.
Yeah, I don't know if that's what he's doing. Having your players back,
no, it's not having your players back. That's servicing your player.
No, it's not. It's having his back.
That's all that was. Hey, LeBron, good job by me today. I blame the referees. You don't get enough calls.
You know how much LeBron probably needs to have for them to win a game? He probably needs 40 points to win a game. He's got to get more from the foul line because he's 41 years old.
We're not just going to put him on the foul line because his name's LeBron James.
He's getting fouled.
If he gets fouled, we'll put him on the line.
I don't think they will.
Please, you know better than that.
I don't think they will. It's shameful.
Coming up, more proof that the once gritty, tough, amazing city of Philadelphia has fallen on soft liberal times.
No.
I will walk you through what the Sixers did an hour ago. That's not all that shocking. The only thing Philly still has with compared to its older days is crime.
No.
Outside of that, soft.
Low crime.
We are going to be strapped with a whole lot of bad football, watching mediocre teams that have absolutely no business in the postseason getting blown off the field by the elite heavyweights, all for our viewing pleasure. They are even willing to trample right over the historic Army-Navy game, which apparently, we'll figure out at one point where we can play this game.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I don't blame David Stearns at all for looking at the team and saying, hey, look, with this high payroll and with all the players we have, Donnie, they have not won anything. They did not even get in the postseason last year. So they're like, all right, let's break it up and try something new. But their new plan has not worked. It doesn't look good on paper. It doesn't look good in the standings. Even if the Mets were to play okay the rest of the season, I think their season is a wrap.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all four.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Betting growth was up about 40% year over year in March. So some of that obviously was the NCAA tournament, but a lot of that is because DraftKings and FanDuel were coming to town and bringing a lot of money with them. It was about $87 million was bet in the month of March, which is not only a March record, but it's a record for Arkansas in general. And it was really interesting to note too, DraftKings and FanDuel were only active for about 12 days.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. I know the Philadelphia 76ers are very upset that New Yorkers have bought over 50% of all the tickets on the secondary market. That was confirmed yesterday by TickPick. So, it's going to be a New York building yet again with the Knicks up 2-0. That's not surprising. Philadelphia's given up on the Sixers, as you know.
No, they haven't.
So
they just are poorer.
Remember on Monday or Tuesday this week when I told you that the Sixers were so scared of New Yorkers coming here that they rigged the Ticketmaster thing for available tickets, not secondary market tickets, actual tickets that you couldn't buy without a Philadelphia area zip code.
That's right.
They're not the only team to have done it. I want to be very fair about this.
Yankees.
The Yankees did it to the Red Sox last year in the playoffs. They don't want Red Sox fans in the building. Well, the Sixers are now doubling down on trying to keep New Yorkers out. For those of you in Philly, like dim-witted radio hosts that take shots at me because I'm more successful than you, and you think you'd attach your falling star to my rising star, which is, the trick is old as time. It's just not going to work for you because you have no talent. The notion was that I invented the fact that the Sixers hadn't sold out.
Right.
That I was wrong. Obviously, I wasn't wrong. It's well documented that the Sixers have not sold out Game 3 tonight or Game 4 on Mother's Day on Sunday afternoon at 3:30, right? The Sixers are so worried about more New York Knicks fans being in the building. They made an announcement about an hour ago. They are donating tickets now to very worthy causes, by the way. This has nothing to do with who's getting the tickets. I think it's a great job of who's going to get the tickets, and I'll walk you through that in 1 second. But rather than risk having more Knicks fans in the building, they now recognize they can't sell out the building on their own. So instead of having Knicks fans buy those tickets, they are donating those tickets for both Games 3 and Game 4 simply to keep Knicks fans from out of the building. So I ask you this question.
Yeah.
I lived in Philadelphia from 1993 to 1997. I came back
years for the city.
I lived in Center City those years. I came back to Philadelphia, lived in Northeast Philadelphia in 2001.
Yeah.
And I was there for another 6 or 7 years, all right?
Yeah.
Okay? So I know Philadelphia pretty well, okay? You can't sell out a playoff game. That's not conjecture. It's not opinion. That's a fact. So now, because they're so jealous of New York and our sold-out building, and so jealous of the fact that the Knicks are the better team, they are now giving away tickets so the Knicks fans can't buy them. So I'll tell you who they're giving them to in a second. I ask you this question.
Yeah.
What happened to the rough, to the attitude, or as you guys say, the attitude of Philadelphians, where not only can you not sell out a playoff game, you're so afraid of New Yorkers coming into your town and taking over your building that you'd rather not sell the tickets at all than have New Yorkers in your building. I thought Philadelphia was a gritty, tough, blue-collar working town.
Yeah.
When did you guys get so soft and woke?
No, it's not soft or woke. See, you misusing woke again for the 100th time. Okay. One, it's a public safety situation.
Public safety?
Yeah, I'll tell you this.
You guys are the worst public safety in America.
No, we're not. I found out Knicks fans are more thuggish, more violent, and more dangerous than any Eagles fan. Whether it's whether you rank and file guys trampling poor J.R. Smith,
yes,
a New York bred guy, and that's what you guys do to him, or even a former running back who made millions of dollars in Tiki Barber walking around like a demented thug. You got to keep those people out of your city. What really comes down to is the New York Knicks fan has become so bloodthirsty, so dangerous. You don't want them around children. You don't want them around good people.
You sure you're not talking about Philadelphia?
No, I'm talking about Knicks fans specifically. By the way, Yankees fans, Mets fans, Jets fans, Giants fans, they're all exempt. Devils fans, Rangers fans, Islander fans. I'm not talking about any of them. The Knicks fan has become so thuggish and so dangerous that no one's safe around them. You have to do everything you can to keep them out of your city limits, or you'll have anarchy.
Okay, so let me just walk you through this real quick.
That's what it is.
Philly's homicide rate is 6 times higher per capita than New York.
Well, no, do Sixers fans murderer versus Knicks fan. The Knicks fan is all, basically right now, is the South Bronx.
You guys
That's
got
all
soft.
the Knicks. No,
you
it's
guys
not soft.
Listen, it's
no,
not
it's
my fault.
Y'all are ones going crazy, okay?
Now,
so thuggish and violent. I feel like most of the time when I'm around a Knicks fan, other than Craig, I need a bulletproof vest. Because you guys are acting crazy.
Are you sure you know Philadelphia?
I do know Philadelphia.
Are you sure you live in the Philadelphia area?
I am hated by more in Philadelphia than most, and I've been completely safe.
Now, the only good thing on the Philadelphia side is that they're giving 250 frontline medical personnel from Children's Hospital of Philadelphia and Penn Medicine tickets. They're giving tickets to local educators selected by a group called Learn Fresh, which is good. They're also going to be hosting, I believe, on Sunday's game, 500 mothers and children selected by Uplift Center for Grieving Children, the Boys and Girls Club of Philly, which I used to work with, which is a great organization, and La Liga del Barrio and Apalagues for that's for Sunday's game 4. So the tickets are going to great causes. I want to be fair about that.
For sure.
You know, these are kids and families that could never afford a playoff ticket, and it's going to be a great experience for them. So let me just be very clear about that. But man, it's so sad to me that the once proud, once great, once gritty, once tough city of Philadelphia that houses the home of that whore Betsy Ross.
No, stop talking about my girl Betsy. My girl Betsy is a classy lady from way back.
That houses the fractured Liberty Bell.
Yeah.
That was the home to some of the greatest Americans of all time.
That's right.
Like Ben Franklin.
That's right.
That houses Independence Plaza and Hall, where the Declaration of Independence was signed by our forefathers.
I love that neighborhood.
Yes. Old City in Philadelphia. The fact that once great town, can admittedly now not sell out playoff basketball games. It's obnoxious. It's embarrassing. It's the type of thing you guys would make fun of if it was a city that you disliked they were going against. And B, the fact that you people, you nice, fine people of Philadelphia,
very soft nice. And nonviolent.
You soft,
nonviolent people.
Asses in Philadelphia.
You guys are violent.
Yeah. The fact that you guys are so concerned that us big, bad, scary New Yorkers are going to get on an Amtrak train and come down to 30th Street Station and take a $9 cab ride over to the building and somehow, make you scared for your safety and make you worried about how you're going to get home after the game.
I'm concerned
that you are now doing everything you can to try to keep us out of your building. Let's call it the way it is, Philadelphia. It's sad. It's pathetic.
It's not.
And I think it's beneath you fine people. I'm embarrassed for you. Philadelphia was my second home away from home. I'm embarrassed that I ever lived there now. Yuck. back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. You good now? You okay?
Listen.
This is not a personal thing.
I know.
This is just Philadelphia embarrassing itself.
It's not.
I want to say this, I feel bad about it, Tyrone, because one of the things I love about sports is the rivalry between our cities.
I agree with that.
New York and Philly, and New York and Boston, Philly and Boston as well. Those three cities, the rivalry is awesome.
Yeah.
It's what makes sports so great when our teams are good and competitive, and we go head-to-head. Now, look, you're outmatched in this series. You know that.
I do not know that.
Sweep.
Sixers are going to win tonight. They're winning on Sunday. When we do the show on Monday.
You think we have a game 5?
It's 2-2.
You think so?
Tuesday will be game 5.
Sixers are actually favored tonight.
Yes, because they're going to win the game.
Won't be any Sixers fans in the building to see it.
They'll be
But I
there.
guess you guys will have to watch on Prime tonight, I think.
Yeah.
And then Peacock on Sunday, I think is the schedule. But I just want to say this. I used to have a certain amount of competitive respect for Philadelphia. And I named my son after Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
Anthony I. Carton, AI. That's why his name is what it is. I have a lot of very close friends like you who are Philadelphia born and raised guys.
That's right.
But if you had told me that I'd wake up at any point in my life and Philadelphia would have gotten soft and Philadelphia couldn't sell out a playoff game and Philadelphia would be this afraid of New Yorkers coming into their town and their building and taking over,
safety reasons.
I would have told you that never happened in my lifetime. And now here we are living it. And it's great that you're giving the tickets to charity. It's great. And those kids are going to have a great night watching the Knicks win.
Watching the Sixers win.
I just... here's the thing, and I say this to my friends watching right now, like Brittany and her husband Kevin, love him. My other friends there, like Jarrett and Amy, my other friends there, Neil and Ani. You guys all talk tough about Philadelphia pride and blue collar Philadelphia, and
it's all true.
How everybody's afraid to come to Philly for Eagle games.
They have, but they shouldn't be.
I don't even know the word for any is because I know this. As the Knicks take a 2-0 lead in the series, I ain't got a single text from none of y'all. Not a single text. My own daughter isn't even texting me right now. She's a Sixers fan,
That could be for a different reason. Your daughter.
No, she's
don't
not
include
texting
her.
me because the Knicks are up 2-0.
She could just be mad at her dad or busy. Don't you dare include
I want to be clear.
your angelic daughter into this. Don't you dare.
I want to be clear to all my friends in Philly, to my own daughter, my own father-in-law. No text messages.
Those are my people.
Yes.
I have spoken to them on Facebook, okay? On Facebook Messenger. I've spoken to them all as well. And I'll tell you this right now.
Yes.
Do not buy this propaganda from Craig Carton. Philadelphia is standing proud. Now listen, Knicks fans, the bloodthirst has risen. They're now, again, the most violent fans on earth. They've way past.
Let me answer the question.
The Dodgers fans that have murdered Giants fans like San Francisco.
Yes, that did happen.
You
right.
guys have now become more bloodthirsty than them. So you got to have some proper protection.
What do you think is going to happen tonight? You'll be watching the game with your wife. I'll be doing the same with mine. What do you think? And by the way, my in-laws are coming over today. Yeah, they might be sleeping in the garage with the chickens, by the way, depending on their behavior at tonight's game. That being said, what's it going to be like for you? Knicks up 10, 3 minutes to go, and Knicks fans take over your building like we did last year.
Doesn't bother me because this is
it bothered
the thing.
Joel Embiid.
Right.
He called your building last year MSG East.
It was.
He's not good at geometry, obviously.
Right. But
MSG South.
Right, but he was right about that part of it, and it should bother him as a player. But it doesn't bother me because at the end of the day, the job of the Sixers is to make those people go back to their hotels, motels, very upset, okay? Make them sad. They'll stop coming if they lose all the time. It happened with the Mets. For a while, the Mets were taking over Citizens Bank Park, and then the Phillies started winning all the time.
Winning usually cures all else.
And that stopped all that stuff. That's the one part of this that does bother me because I'm very calm. I still believe that on Monday when we do the show, the series is going to be tied, and I don't care if there's 20,000 bloodthirsty Knicks fans in that building. The Sixers have this series under control.
Under control, you're down 2-0.
You were on the road.
Yeah.
All right, you had some injuries. Everything's going to be fine. And also, I believe the bad karma from you see how good you're feeling right now?
Feel great.
You've won nothing.
Feel great.
Look how great you feel.
I'm in the Eastern Conference Finals already.
And already OG's hamstring has paid the price. It won't be the last thing that happens. You guys are now officially cursed.
Do you think we sweep the Pistons too?
I don't think you're.
I don't think you're
I'm
facing
on to
the Pistons. Detroit now.
Yeah,
I'm on to Detroit.
I'm looking forward to whether or not Cade Cunningham can guard Maxey. I'm really excited about Tobias Harris, a former Sixer, having to come back to a building where we hate his guts. Well, let me tell you, I can't stand him.
You're gonna have to find out
wait for that
in the Olympics or an All-Star game for that.
No, we won't.
By the way, one quick thought before we take a break. We did just mention Detroit up 2-0 right now against Cleveland. Guess who had another 7 turnovers yesterday?
Punk-ass James Harden. I'm telling you, I can't stand James Harden in the playoffs.
He apologized for his performance in Game 1. Yeah. Came back in Game 2 last night. Same thing.
It's going to happen in Game 3 and 4, too. It's what he is.
So Knicks Pistons Eastern Conference Finals and Thunder Spurs Western Conference Finals. NBA action. It's fantastic. To the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. By the way, just asking out of curiosity, I have no agenda here, but how the Flyers doing well?
See, this is the problem, all right? See, we have a lot to get to right now, okay? You never care about hockey, but conveniently, with my Flyers yesterday, outplay them in the first period. It should be up 3-0. They weren't.
They win?
And then they hit some posts early. They were really dominating the game.
They lost?
Yeah, they lost. They're now.
So it's 3-0 in that series?
Yeah.
So they're gonna get swept?
No, I think gentlemen's.
Just checking.
I think they win.
Oh, yeah, so swept.
I don't think they're.
So there's a chance, much like a couple years ago when all of your teams lost in the finals. Right,
that was a long time ago.
Yeah,
but yes.
Yeah. Everyone's gonna get swept.
No.
So I'm just reading it. So
no. See,
it just says
on the sheet. I'm sure it only just says Flyers ... And then all of a sudden here you come interested in hockey for the first time ever.
Yeah.
You've never cared about hockey.
No, it just says Flyers. I figured I'd ask. I knew they were in the playoffs, but I guess that ended pretty quickly.
Well, since you brought up, it's very important for people to remember. Black pucks matter.
That's exactly right.
That's very important.
And that's why his nickname in Philly is Pucks Johnson.
That's right. Black Pucks
as well. I found myself very intrigued yesterday by a trial involving a professional athlete.
Oh.
And it's salacious, it's crazy, and seemingly nobody's really talking about it because we're talking about pictures of Diana Rossini and Mike Vrabel getting on a boat 5 years ago. I think this story's better.
Oh,
if I can. And it's a story of Tyreek Hill. So Tyreek Hill by his own admission, his words, not mine, has a particular fetish for big girls. Now, Tyreek Hill's a tiny little guy. He's like, what, 5'9", $160, whatever it might be, right?
Yeah.
He's a little guy. The gal on the right is a, how do you say it respectfully? A fat OnlyFans model.
She is
that a big boned? How do you say it?
She is.
What's the respectful way to say that?
She's
large and in charge.
She's a tall influencer.
No, she's not just tall, kid. This
woman is not
She's
fat.
what we call big boned?
She is not fat.
Okay, maybe fat's not the right word.
She's not fat, that woman.
Heavy?
She's not
heavy.
She's not heavy.
Thick?
Thick, yes.
Yeah. I got some friends who like it thick.
Yeah.
It's not my style personally, but to each their own.
Now, I had saw people.
Yeah. They're just too much woman for me. I can't handle it. I know.
Posted,
I know what I can handle, Tyrone. I know what I can't handle.
She'd be way too much for you.
She'd break it. She would break it. She'd break me. I honestly think, you ever see that movie Invincible?
Yeah.
She not the one about the Eagle player.
Vince Papali.
Not about
Marky Mark. Yeah, look at you, Philadelphia again.
No, I'm talking about the war. I'm talking about the guy that got abused by the Japanese commander in World War II.
Wait a minute.
Where he's got to hold the wood over his head.
Not Not Shyamalan? Not that one either?
No.
So you're going to the third tier Invincible movie?
No, it's maybe it was called Unbreakable. In any event, she'd break me.
Oh, yeah.
You'd have to put out a search party to find me. In any event. So Tyreek Hill tells a story that he has a fetish for big girls. And she obviously fits the bill. And they had apparently a multi-day sexathon. All right?
Yes.
Okay.
That part seems to be acknowledged on both sides.
He actually carried her on his back, like piggyback style, as part of their, I don't know, unique sexual romp. All right? I guess it's they got to have some pretty good glutes and strength to carry a heavy girl like that on your back, right? And throw her on the bed to make sweet, passionate love to her.
For people that are listening to the audio version, this is a woman who's 6'1" tall.
And like 350.
She's not.
Yeah.
Even the 250's not correct.
250?
Apparently, she's like 190, just to be clear.
Her ass is 190,
and
dude.
70 of it is in the ass.
Okay.
And a large-breasted woman, to give people an idea of what they were dealing with. You made it seem like she was on the 600-pound life or whatever. She's not that. She's not that.
She's not that.
She appears to have a flat stomach, for example.
Okay.
What are you talking about? She's not fat. She's big boned.
That's called Spanx, bud.
No, it's not. Because this girl, it's all out there. This girl's butt naked.
She's on OnlyFans, right?
Yeah, she's butt naked. This girl has not a 6-pack, but she has like a 4-pack abs.
For real?
Yeah.
All right. In any event, so the allegation then is that somehow during sex, he broke her leg.
Yes.
Because he got upset that she, I guess, beat him in arm wrestling or something, or outbenched him, or I don't know.
See, what are you doing? This is scoring. It's already freaky enough. Add stuff.
I don't know what
My man was tricking off money.
Yeah.
He was doing all kinds of freaky stuff with her, but he wasn't arm wrestling her.
And he admits that he had sex with her. He's not denying that.
Right.
He admits he's got a fetish for big girls, not denying that. The thing he is denying is that he broke her leg.
Right.
And she shows up in court on crutches.
Right. Oh, she's posting heavy on crutches and in a wheelchair at the gas station and stuff because she's dying.
But here's my question for you.
Yeah.
That story is A, a lot more fun to talk about.
Yeah.
B, they're consenting adults, right?
Yes, that part.
C, I think he was married while it happened.
Oh, yeah.
Okay? And that story's got far more juice than the Rossini Vrabel story.
Well, hold on.
And ain't nobody talking about it.
What about journalistic integrity? This girl's not a journalist. That's all I got. I don't know.
We could have so much more fun with this story over the other story. He's not denying it. He's like, look, I like him big.
Right. But in the incident.
The Sir Mix-a-Lot song is his anthem.
Yes. That's one thing in common with all of his many baby mamas. Now, but he claims at the incident that broke the leg, he's denying it. He claims all he did was grab the front meat.
And broke her leg?
No. He doesn't believe she broke her leg.
Oh. He thinks that after a weekend of sex, rough sex, whatever it might be, that she's looking for a payday.
Yes.
And she might have broken her leg, but not because of him.
Right.
All he's got to do is say, guys, stand me next to her. She's 3 times my size. How am I going to break that leg?
She's not as big as
I might break something else off, but I am not breaking her leg.
Not as big.
He ain't big enough to break her leg.
He's not
She got big legs.
Now he could.
Big, strong legs.
They're pretty strong. They appear strong.
You like women like that? Is that your thing?
Now here's the problem with her. Here's a couple of things. One, apparently there's a bunch of messages with her with like she need another 1,000 and another 1,000.
Oh, she was hitting him up for dough?
Big money.
Okay, but he was also knocking it down, right?
Right, but the problem is...
And she's an OnlyFans model, so...
You should be able... No. Any man with money... Nay. Any man, don't let these people, society beat you down. You should be able to get some of that without having to pay for it.
Yes, we pay for it in other ways, like meals.
Right.
Like Uber cars home.
This dude, she was sending Venmo requests. My man was just tricking off another $5,000.
You know why? She obviously got the job done.
Yeah.
And he's got a fetish. Like, if you had a fetish for that kind of gal, right? And she's giving it to you good.
She probably was.
Like, you're like, oh, man, mushroom jacket, right? Like
mushroom belt,
Right.
Uh-huh.
You might send her $5,000 also.
Can't.
You might.
Can't.
Or whatever's relative, your money to his money, you might send her $50.
Can't. Because when the money runs out, you know what ends up happening? This. Now listen, he may be guilty. He's been violent towards women in the past. I cannot pretend.
And that's the sad part.
Right.
Is that it's easy to believe that he got physical.
Right.
Because he's been accused of it before.
Yes.
I'm not making jokes about that.
That part.
I just don't know how a guy that small broke the leg of a woman that big.
Right.
That's all I'm asking.
From all the freaky stuff that's come out, it appears, okay?
Yeah.
Like, at some point he said no to the money.
And she then said, all right, I'm going to get the money one way or the other.
That's what it appeared. But because of his track record, he doesn't get the benefit of the doubt.
You have any strange fetishes you want to tell us about?
There's nothing strange.
Nothing. No, it doesn't. Not even sexual.
Now listen.
Like, you have any weird picadillos?
When it comes to the front meat, I want an average student or worse. So a C average or worse.
Got it.
Okay.
Got it.
That's what I prefer.
Got it.
If a woman comes around me that's an all A student, me personally,
not for you.
Like talking to a dude.
Not for you.
Like, what's up, fella? Not for
I agree.
me. I need you to be an average student or worse.
Like, if I want to have sex with a chalkboard, I'll just stay home.
Right. That's what I'm saying. So, like, there's very beautiful A students and B students, but they don't need to come around
C or below.
That's
I got
right.
it.
Yep.
Yeah, I wasn't really asking if you had a sexual fetish, but thank you for sharing.
You said that I have any picadillo. That's my picadillo.
I didn't mean sexual. I mean, like, maybe you like your ice cream a certain way. I don't know.
We are going to be strapped with a whole lot of bad football, watching mediocre teams that have absolutely no business in the postseason getting blown off the field by the elite heavyweights, all for our viewing pleasure. They are even willing to trample right over the historic Army-Navy game, which apparently, we'll figure out at one point where we can play this game.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid.
I don't blame David Stearns at all for looking at the team and saying, hey, look, with this high payroll and with all the players we have, Donnie, they have not won anything. They did not even get in the postseason last year. So they're like, all right, let's break it up and try something new. But their new plan has not worked. It doesn't look good on paper. It doesn't look good in the standings. Even if the Mets were to play okay the rest of the season, I think their season is a wrap.
Pro Baseball Today, only on SportsGrid.
Hey there, it's your buddy Craig Carton. If you're trying to find out how to get all the great content that me and Tyrone Johnson give you every single day, here's Tyrone to tell you how.
You can subscribe on Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, and of course, Amazon Music as well. We're at all 4.
That's right. It's the Craig Carton Show podcast every weekday morning live at 11, replayed at noon on YouTube and on SportsGrid throughout the country. Check it out.
Betting growth was up about 40% year over year in March, so some of that obviously was the NCAA tournament, but a lot of that is because DraftKings and FanDuel were coming to town and bringing a lot of money with them. It was about $87 million was bet in the month of March, which is not only a March record, but it's a record for Arkansas in general. And it was really interesting to note, too, DraftKings and FanDuel were only active for about 12 days.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome back to the Craig Carton Show. Tyrone Johnson here as well. Well, we've all been there at a ball game. Bring a girlfriend or wife with you. And the thought is, what's going to happen if a foul ball comes my way? Do I risk her safety? Do I save her? Do I make the catch? Do I go home a hero? Because I bring home a ball from a game that's every fan's goal, right, and dream. And then you go to Cleveland where the Guardians play. And that's the exact scenario. Can you give me a freeze frame of that shot, boys, before you play it? Can you put that up there on the screen for me? Freeze frame it. Stop it right there. Thank you very much. All right, so you see the guy going up, beer in the right hand, going up with the left hand. It's his or nobody's. All right, because obviously nobody goes to watch the Guardians play.
Yeah, look at all those empty seats.
You see the gal in the white sitting down to his right, our left on the screen.
Yeah.
That's the woman he's with. I'll give you a multiple choice. Does he A, make the catch and peacock and flex and hand that woman the ball? Does he B, drop the ball, no harm, no foul, pick it up off the ground, present the ball to the gal he's with? Or C, does he drop the ball and spill the beer over his woman's chest and face?
Well, right away, there's a tell in this video to where I know he didn't catch it. He's holding his beer in his right hand, which means he's a righty. And this guy's not an athlete, which means he's going up with the bad hand to make the catch. So there's no way.
Except when you play baseball, you catch with your opposite hand.
But not this guy.
Okay,
this guy's
asking.
not an athlete. He's never played baseball before.
So you think he drops it?
I'm going to be hopeful that he drops it.
How about the beer?
And
because he could drop it, not spill the beer, just pick it up.
And
there's nobody behind him.
And he looks a little sloppy. He's going to spill the beer on himself.
Okay.
So, but I know he's not catching it because he's not athletic enough with his offhand.
All right, let's see ABC or Tyrone's D. Does he catch it? Does he drop it? Drops it. There goes the beer.
Oh, my God.
Bang.
Oh, come on. Oh.
All over her face and chest.
And her nachos.
And the nachos.
And then what's that athletic fan running in to do?
Watch what happens to the ball real quick. Watch what happens to the ball. The ball, one bounce, and the gal right in front of him, you'll see in a second here, the guy comes over to get it. See the girl holding it up?
Yep.
So the guy that came over to steal it doesn't get it.
Good, he's not
The
an
woman
athlete.
with the beer on her chest and face doesn't get it. Not the first time she's ever experienced that. And the guy that dropped it also doesn't get it.
Never that quantity, though.
I'm sorry?
Huh? What? Nothing. Oh, so anyway, that's a terrible job by that guy. That's a terrible job. And here's the thing. You got to now go spend $100 plus. You got to replace the shirt.
Well, you got to get a shirt and a ball for her, right?
Well, you can't get the ball.
You're not going to get another foul ball.
You got to, but you have to replace the shirt as a I'm sorry for splashing that amount on her.
Now, I've got to tell you a story about it happened to me once.
Okay.
The final opening day at Shea Stadium.
Okay.
Before the New York Mets moved into Citi Field. They put in some extra seats, folding seats, literally on the field in between the Mets dugout and home plate. I was behind the plate, and they invited, I think it might have been 50 quote-unquote dignitaries, okay?
Okay.
To sit there for the last opening day ever at Shea Stadium, okay? I got invited to be there. So I'm sitting next to Boomer Esiason, at the time my radio partner.
Okay.
And the two people sitting behind us are very well known, okay? Also sitting next to me at the time was the governor of New York, David Patterson, who's legally blind, okay?
That's a challenge there.
Foul ball goes up. It's coming right to our section. Again, there's 50 of us sitting on the field, okay? You probably can find pictures of it. I want to get that ball.
Of course.
Right? I got to go out for that ball. Now, I'm not worried about the governor. He's blind. He ain't got no idea where the ball's at.
But I'd be more concerned about hitting him.
Okay?
I got to protect him, though.
So I'm like, in my head, I'm like, all right, Governor Patterson's not a problem. And I kind of lean on his shoulder.
Right, because he can't see it.
He's Stevie Wonder at this point.
Yeah.
He's like, was it fair? Was it foul? where's the ball at, Craig? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure.
I go, Governor Patterson, I got you.
All right.
All right?
But you got Boomer to the left of you.
Boomer's to my right.
Okay.
Governor Patterson's to my left.
Now, Boomer's an athlete.
Yes.
And he's tall.
But he doesn't give a rat's ass about the ball.
Okay,
It's like
so that
beneath
helps.
him to get the ball.
Oh, well, I don't like that. But
the
go ahead.
ball's coming our way, slow motion style. Now, I'm friendly with Governor Patterson, so I feel like I can take some liberties here. I'm like, in my head, not a problem.
Yeah.
I'll Heisman the governor.
No problem.
All right? Maybe security tackles me. I think I'm pretty good.
Right.
Now, remember, I'm sitting on a folding chair.
Ooh, yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Not like a sturdy chair. As the ball's coming backwards, it's clear that it's going to go just over my head. Okay? I turn. I've got my right arm or hand on Governor Patterson's shoulder.
Right. That's your balance.
Okay?
That's your balance. Yeah, that's your balance.
I take my left hand and I put it on the top of my folding chair.
Okay.
I do almost a full pirouette now, okay? So I'm kind of back like this way, right?
Yeah.
Now I'm off of Patterson's shoulder. I steady myself. I'm going to come like this, make an over-the-shoulder left-handed grab.
Right.
Okay?
Now, for the people that listen to the podcast, that's Craig now reaching crossbody with the left hand.
Thank you, okay?
All right.
Folding chair. The folding chair collapses. I fall forward with my momentum into a very nice woman's lap. Like legitimately. And she's sitting next to her husband.
Oh, no.
Okay? I do not make the catch. The ball bounces away. I don't know who got it. Irrelevant who got it.
Yeah.
Craig Carton did not get the ball. The blind governor did not get the ball. Boomer did not get the ball. But now I'm in a very awkward position.
Yeah.
Where waist up, I'm now face down in a woman's lap.
That's challenging.
Very attractive woman's lap.
Who was it? Do we know who it was?
You know who her husband is.
Oh.
Okay? We then introduce each other to each
Well,
other.
you know each other intimately now.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm in your lap. I look to her husband, and I say to the husband, whose name is Jonathan, I say, Jonathan, I'm so sorry that I'm laying in your wife's lap. I apologize. The wife's kind of okay with it all. Winds up inviting me to their home for a cocktail party. Okay?
Yeah.
And asks for my phone number in a very non-sexual way, platonic way.
Yeah.
Give me your number so I can send you the invitation.
Oh.
We just rebuilt our apartment in New York City.
Oh, beautiful.
We'd love you to come to our cocktail party.
This sounds like a great story. So who was it?
Her husband, Steve Tish's brother.
Oh, no.
Yeah. things before we skedaddle. Number one, the Rams 49ers Week 1 game that is in Melbourne, Australia. And there's a lot of kind of controversy around that game because the 49ers are claiming that the Rams requested them because they didn't want them to have some kind of divisional upper hand by not having to travel. That they view each other as the biggest competition, which is obviously disrespectful to Seattle. But that they were chosen by the Rams, if you believe that story. Anyway, that game's going to be on Netflix.
Right.
All right, so the season opens Wednesday, Thursday, first week of September. The Wednesday game, Rams-Niners from Australia, will be on Netflix. So, again, we all have it now at this point. Like, people crying about, streaming services. You have it, I have it.
Yeah, we have it.
You can't be a sports fan and not have it, but it's interesting that the season will open in Australia, and it will be on Netflix. So our friend Elle Duncan, I guess, will be the face of the Australian coverage there.
She will be. So that game, even though it's Wednesday here, it will be Thursday there.
Yeah.
Because they're ahead. And think about the advantage for week 2. Those two division rivals in the West will be coming back from Australia because of their travel, actually less rest than Seattle, who opens the season at home.
On Thursday.
Yeah, at home.
Right.
Just think about the advantage for early in the season in September.
Which is, I think, why they want to be a divisional game, is my guess. So that story does have legs to me.
Yeah.
That's number one. Number two, it's now official. We'll give you a picture of the new NCAA tournament bracket. This is all about greed. This is not about competitive balance. This is not about giving the little guy a chance. Obviously, it's kind of hard to see that, but you could do it on your phone.
It's the issue. Really, you don't need to see the bottom. It's the top that's a problem. And now that's the new stuff. That's why it's like that. The top. So you'll have 11s, 12s, and 16s all playing 3 games each of the days, and it's just ridiculous. As you can see, it makes it, though, what if you think an 11 seed can make a run, but they have to win a game first? Now filling out the bracket now stinks.
Yeah, I think, look, I'm against expansion on this. It's not needed. It's still, I think, the perfect sporting event. This is a money play, nothing else. This is about, a team like Auburn last year getting into the tournament because their fan base will travel because, there's more money to be made with bigger schools, SEC schools, things like that.
Seton Hall would get in.
Yes, this does not help the mid-majors at all. This just helps, the 9th best team in a super conference get in, and that's what this is all about, the power of the super conferences. But I don't understand why we don't make the play-in games against the 16 seeds and the 15 seeds.
Right.
I don't understand why, if I'm good enough to be an 11 seed, why I'm being forced to play what amounts to a play-in game. I don't understand that. I have not understood that since they went from 64 to 68, and nobody was clamoring for 76 games.
No.
This is another example of the NCAA's greed, another example of trying to curry favor to the most powerful conferences in sports, and you've now lost sight of what made the tournament so great. And what made the tournament great was the NC States, the Villanovas of the world, the Valparaisos of the world, having a chance to get to a Final Four and maybe win it all. Those days are now gone. And if you want Duke and Connecticut and Kentucky and Kansas, and Maryland and Syracuse and UCLA and all schools of that level, historically, great. But you've now done damage to what made the tournament awesome, which was there's a chance the little guy can win it all.
Yeah, well, that's
out the window.
That's
now.
out the window. Well,
can they win a game? Yes. Can they win 6 games?
No, absolutely not. It's just it's ridiculous. And again, the biggest point you made: no fan asked for this. None.
Correct.
Not a single one.
Right. And by the way, even with 76 teams in, the 77th team is going to complain,
Yep.
What about us? And there's going to be a team in a mid-major conference that goes 28-3, that does not win their postseason tournament, and they're not going to get in, so a 16-loss Auburn team can get in.
Right.
And we're going to sit here and we're going to say, that's not what this tournament's all about, and they're not going to listen to us.
Right.
And that's it.
And they could have, by the way, just like they do in football, where you get the mid-major has to make it. They have one where if they're the highest-ranked mid-major has to make it. They could have put it into where certain mid-majors have to make it. They chose not to do that.
Correct.
They chose not to do that.
And then the last thing for you, I like to end Friday shows with a smile on my face and your face. That's our goal here. We all love the national anthem.
Yep.
I'm going to play a national anthem. Try to figure out who's singing it before you see who's singing it. And you tell me, is this awesome or is this creepy? Play the national anthem, guys.
And the rockets
What? Ronald McDonald? Wow. What?
He's so talented. Why hasn't he been singing on the commercials all these years?
Now, I got to be honest.
Yeah.
Little creepy.
A little creepy.
Little creepy.
And
like, why?
Are you making a joke of the anthem by you're dressed as a clown?
Little creepy. Can sing.
Yeah. He can sing, though.
Little creepy. Like, dude, go get me a Big Mac and fries. Stop singing. Little creepy. Have a great weekend. Knicks over the Sixers, a sweep when we come back on Monday.
Go over the summer where there's drastic changes and gas drops down to $3 a gallon, $2.50 a gallon in some states, and then you have some of the price markets go down. You ride that momentum is what Joe's talking about. So if you say right now, which party will win the U.S. House, and you think it's the Republicans currently trading at 20%, you take them now, and if good press comes, that turns into 25% and 30%, then you have the option to cash out.
Prediction Markets Edge, only on SportsGrid.
There is a pick tonight that Gabe has that, to some degree, I find completely outrageous. Then I looked at it a second longer, and it might be a really smart angle.
I like to test them a little bit. I like to test them a little bit.
I like that a lot.
Oh, yeah, you don't know? You don't know this team name? You should. You're in the sports business.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
Number one, who asked for this? Nobody, but nobody asked for a bump up in the number of teams in both the men and the women's basketball tournament from 68, including the 4 play-in teams, to 76. And by the way, it looks like it is a near-done deal. ESPN and ABC News reported this morning that's very close to being done. It could be announced by the end of this week.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Class is in session. Today, let's talk about the teaser. A teaser is a multi-leg bet where you shift the point spread in your favor. You get better numbers, but every selection has to win. It doesn't matter what you bet if you don't have the insights. Tune into SportsGrid and get ahead of the class.